Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my channel. This is my random recipes, and these are the condiments. Today I'm starting in on the jams and jellies. Today's recipe is called Al's Green Pepper Jelly. I did try to make this one other time without a lot of success. Al was a coworker and friend of mine. She was from Thailand. She was a great cook. She was always feeding people. She was always willing to share recipes, and she was always willing to teach about food. There are three types of pepper jellies. There's red, yellow, and green. Red is the spiciest, green is the mildest. Although even the green can have quite a bit of heat to it. Since the level of heat can vary from pepper to pepper, the level of heat in the jelly can vary from batch to batch. And yes, this really is a jelly, so it will be a bit of a project. I will show you how to make this, including the canning process. This does involve the use of my stove. And since this is a project, I better get to work. I'll meet you over there. Let's get started. I'm going to run through the ingredients really quickly so you know what goes into this. So there are 5 to 6 green jalapeno peppers, 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup of chopped green bell peppers, 2 cups of white vinegar, 1/2 cup of red wine vinegar, 2-ounce package of pectin, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 cups of water, 1 onion, yellow, chopped, 1 to 2 cloves of garlic, minced, and 6 cups of sugar. So we start with water, the salt, the peppers, onion, and the garlic. So let's get the water. I'll turn this down so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to pour in my water, and then my salt, then my peppers. I went with 5 jalapeno peppers. It says 5 or 6, but these were quite large, so I went with 5. And now this is green bell pepper. This is 1. And the onion, this is 1 yellow onion. I did go with a sweet onion. And then my garlic. So this is a teaspoon of minced garlic. We're going to stir this in. Next, we add our vinegars. This is 2 cups of white vinegar. And this calls for 1/2 cup of red wine vinegar. I thought I had red wine vinegar in my house. This is actually balsamic vinegar. It's a little darker, but honestly, it's a little bit milder flavored. Okay, so we'll give that a stir. Now we're going to add our pectin. It says 2 ounces of pectin, so that's 1 box. I'm afraid my vinegar is going to make my pepper jelly kind of dark, but that's okay. I think the red wine vinegar would have made it fairly dark anyways. It says, and cooked until vegetables are soft. This is a water bath. It's a great big huge pot. I have it kind of at a simmer right now. As we get close to the end, I will turn it up, sterilize my jars, and then they'll be ready for us when the jelly is ready to be canned. So I'm actually going to turn this camera off for a while, and I'll check back in after it has cooked for a while. So I've let the jelly cook, but I need to add my sugar. So I'm going to tip this over so you can see into the pan. So I have my lids and my rings. So I'm going to add 6 cups of sugar. Let's give this a stir. I think this pepper jelly is green because of the green peppers in it, not because it is green in color. Because with the vinegar, it turned it quite dark. And I think even if I had red wine vinegar instead of the balsamic, it still would not be green. Turn this heat up. You got to get this cooking hard a little bit. You don't really have to sterilize the lids. You're just softening up rubber gasket around the edge. I do like to sterilize my rings though, just because they've been sitting around in the house for who knows how long. And there's a chemical reaction that happens between the sugar, the vinegar, and the pectin. But it has to boil for that to happen. That's what causes it to gel. Okay, let's start our timer. Okay, we're setting it for 2 minutes. Okay, we've got ourselves a full rolling boil. I'm actually going to turn that down a little bit. I don't want it to boil over. Okay, there's our timer. So I'm going to use a funnel. Otherwise the jars get all sticky. You want to get it within about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of the top. So now I'm going to wipe off the rims. So if there's any drips on there, it won't keep the jar lids from sealing. Make sure you get it on straight. Very carefully lift them into our water bath. Using tongs. Just put the lid on my water bath. I need to wait for it to come to a boil again. Once it has come to a boil, we're going to boil it for 10 minutes. Okay, we're at a boil. So I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. I'm going to take the jars out of the water bath. So I'll turn this so you can see. Turn the heat off very carefully because they're hot, they're heavy. They're already sealing. That's a pleasant sound. When you're canning, that's a very satisfying sound. I'm going to move over to the table and we'll finish up our visit over there. Here I am over at the table. I'll turn this down so you can see what I'm looking at, what my final product is. So here is a little bit of the jelly. As you can see, it's beginning to solidify. It's starting to firm up. This is some cream cheese. I've got a few crackers today. So I'm going to scoop off a little bit of the cream cheese. Set the rest aside. And I'm going to spoon a little bit of this onto my cream cheese. You can pour it over the top or you can stir it in. This is what I was told to do. And we'll put it on some crackers and find out how this goes. Make sure I have some of the cream cheese and some of the jelly. All right, whoops, daisy. And I'll turn the camera up so you can watch my reaction. All right, here we go. It's good. It's definitely more sweet than tangy or than spicy. It's definitely very sweet. A little bit more. Maybe a smidge more jelly. You can see there's a blob of jelly there and there's some cream cheese. Let's go one more. Go for one more. I have a nose over here saying hi to me. It's definitely more on the sweet side than on the spicy side. But it's good. I like it. And if you hadn't noticed it when I was pulling my jars out of the canner, they were already popping. They make a little tink sound when they seal. That's a very satisfying sound when you're canning foods. That's always the sound that you look forward to. That means you've done a good job. Apparently, there are 4 different types of pepper jelly. There's green, yellow, red, and brown. But I think the brown in this case is as a result of the vinegar that I used. Maybe if you just used white vinegar, that it wouldn't turn this color. But it tastes good. So I guess we have a 4th type of pepper jelly. So as for with my sample, pepper jelly is often served with cream cheese, either poured over or stirred in. And then put on crackers. And if it's especially spicy jelly, then it would help temper the heat of it. Jellies tend to be a bit on the sweet side because they do have a lot of sugar in them. The pepper jellies can also be rather spicy depending on the peppers you use. Yes, it is true. I am a condiment junkie, and in my humble opinion, there aren't a lot of foods that couldn't be enhanced by a condiment or two. Next time I will be making another kind of jam. Please join me for that. We'll include the ingredients on the preparation for the pepper jelly in the description below. If you have any questions or feedback for me, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I really do enjoy hearing from you. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It would really be great. It helps my channel to continue to grow. Well, thank you for joining me on my journey through my condiments. I'll see you again next time. Bye.